What's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, for being subscribed. If you're not, hit that button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like button. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. We just want to brighten up the place. Let's get into this beautifully honest reaction. And I just thought this was funny. This is so ironic. If you're not familiar with Essie Berry, she's been breaking a lot of truths regarding Steve Harvey and his background and undercover ways, especially when it comes to his previous marriage to Mary. And the fact that he is not this nice guy that he puts on for the public, and this great person that is there to motivate people and inspire people. And in my personal opinion, I agree with her. I've spoken before that I really don't care for him. And I do believe that this motivational stuff is just a rebrand for him in a way, because he's been if you want to call it comedy, a comedian for many years, but he has tried to use his success as something to have other people aspire to. So he will use it as motivation and try to give examples of how he came up and all that he went through and being homeless and living in his car and all that other stuff like that. But it's funny to me how some of these people, when they get to these higher levels, treat people that help them to get there, or like Tyler Perry, forgot who helped them to get there. And then when they get there, they want those people to aspire to less or settle, shall we say. As you know, when Tyler came out with those comments recently about what Black women should accept. But I'm not going to go into all that right now. I want to give a reaction to a part of an interview that Essie Berry did with one of Steve Harvey's former mistresses, who, by the way, at first did not know and wasn't aware that she was a mistress. And ironically, her name starts with an M too. His current wife, Marjorie, and previous wives, both their names started with an M. And now this woman, her name is Michelle, another M. So this is pretty creepy, but I want to give a reaction to a part of this because this is really crazy. Okay. Let's just go ahead and get into this.
Never. Did any of your other family members meet Steve? My sister was with me when I met him, and so was my best friend at the time. She was with me when I met Steve. Right. Okay, they say they love your Southern hospitality, your accent. Oh, thank y'all. Y'all gonna be able to ask her questions. I just wanted to make sure we were clear. Ain't she pretty, y'all? Ain't she, y'all? Look at her. You're beautiful. I want to put you on the camera by yourself. Let me blow you up one time. Let me move myself. Look how beautiful this queen is. Thank you. Y'all saw her. Thank you. This is my house. I like that thing you got over to the right, that purple thing. That over there. What's showing that little thing, that purple stand over there? Her whole house is purple, you guys. Ain't that nice, girl? You better stop playing. You better stop playing. Steve knew this sister had charisma. He knew she was about something. So do you think Steve lynched onto you because you had security and you had a job and you were sure of yourself? I think so, Miss Essie, because that was one of his things. He immediately asked me how much. He said, well, how much does a nail tech make? You know, and I said, are you trying to get in my pockets? He said, no, I just want to know. He said, you my girl. I can't know how much money you make. And I told him, I said, I make between $1,200 and $1,500 a day. He did not believe me. I was the best nail tech in Dallas at the time. You know, did nails for 32 years. So I was stacking my bread. But now, looking at it, I think he was trying to size me up money-wise, trying to see if he can pinch my pennies. You know what I'm saying? What? He did tell me he was looking for someone to invest in him. And I told him, I said, well, I can rock with you. I can be your woman, but I can't. My money is for me and my children. We got to live.
Listen, I'm going to pause it right there. I believe her, and the reason I believe her is because if you're not aware, Essie, she got this information from Mary, his previous wife, the one that he did really dirty. She invested a lot of money to Steve to help him with his career. And when he was done with her, he did her like, just discarded her like garbage. And so this woman was around the same time, I believe, as Mary, but she did not know. And so I believe her. I do believe her, and I believe that he felt like Mary was a better opportunity for him because it was just all about him. So I don't think she's lying about that. I really do believe that he had the audacity, after only knowing her for a very short period of time, to tell her that, look, I'm looking for somebody to invest in my career. Like, why don't you get your credit together and go to a bank or something? What type of man wants a woman to invest in him? You know, that sounds like some Tyler Perry bull.
Invest in no man that I don't even really know. You know, we talked about stuff like that.
How did that make you feel when a man have a man ever came and say, you need to invest in me? How did you feel when he said that?
I just felt like that he was a user or an opportunist. I felt like he was an opportunist. And then again, I kind of felt like he was just by any means necessary or whatever I need to do to get what I need to get. Because he came to me with that approach too, you know. But I thought it was kind of disgusting because I don't take care of men. I don't take care of men.
Did you feel so? You felt disgusted when he said he wanted you to invest in him?
Yeah, I kind of felt disgusted. And then I felt like, well, if he's asking me to invest in him, what does he have to invest in me, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Mr. Works said you're a beautiful woman, a lady. And Mr. Works, we're going to have an OG party with all the brothers to shut this down Sunday. You're welcome to come.
And I'm single, y'all.
Hey, rock, she's single, she's single, hey. Beautiful. You have a beautiful personality, and a lot of people say they love your accent too.
Thank you.
I noticed when I called Steve out on here, he disappeared, so that makes me know that he knows your face for sure.
Now, did you hear Essie say that? So apparently Steve Harvey shows up in the chat under an alias, I'm quite sure. And that's crazy. I don't know if he has the type of time to do that, especially with all the jobs that he's got. But listen, it's possible.
He knows exactly who I am. And I'm going to tell you, he used to always talk about the fact that my carpet in my apartment was green at the time. He loved that emerald green carpet. And he just kept thinking that somebody was taking care of me. He said, don't apartments come with no carpet this color. I said, yeah. I said, I chose this color. They put it in here. Knew you lying? You had this carpet put in here. And I said, no, I didn't. He loved it because it was green, like the color of money, you know. But Steve knows who Michelle is.
And two, did your family, you say your sister, did she like Steve?
My sister liked Steve. As a matter of fact, Steve's manager at the time, I can't remember his name, but whoever was managing Steve, he was calling my sister trying to date her. He had got my sister's number the same night that me and Steve met. His manager was trying to holler at my sister, and they was on the phone talking for a minute. But my sister cut the shenanigans off real quick with him.
And she didn't deal with him?
She never did deal with him.
So let's go. Okay, so now, but your sister, she liked Steve or she didn't like Steve?
Yeah, she liked Steve. You know, everybody that were my friends that met him, they liked him. You know, they didn't have a reason not to like him, you know.
And you guys, they call her, what's your name,
Purple Penny Pincher. I have a YouTube channel and I'm on TikTok. You can Google me, Purple Penny Pincher.
Oh, DJ say you cute too.
Oh, thank you.
We might have to come back on here and find you a man.
That's because I am single, honey.
Yeah,
I got my own cars. I got my own Maserati. I got my own Porsche. I'm ready. I don't need a man.
She paid for it. She paid for it, y'all. Come on now. Okay, so you told me one day you got a phone call from a friend. What happened when you got the phone call from a friend from a clothing store? What happened there?
Oh, okay. Let me set the scene. So The clothing store that Steve used to get his suits from in the 90s, it was right next door to where I was doing nails. So I was actually at work doing nails. I had a client sitting in my chair. So I get a phone call while I'm doing nails, and it was from next door. It was Habib's wife named Adrian. She called me and she said, Michelle, I ain't trying to be funny. She said, your man over here, and he got some woman on his arm, some woman named Mary on his arm.
So you heard that, right? So she was already seeing Steve, and he's with Mary, who became his wife. So he was seeing Mary and Michelle at the same time. And I don't know what it is about this goofy looking nigga who just feels that he can come. Well, obviously it's worked up until Marjorie, where Marjorie was the one that came up off of him. But to just being with all of these different women and having the gall to want them to invest in him.
And she said, I'm just going to unlock the door. She said, you coming over here? I'm finna unlock the door. And I said, I'll be there in a minute. So I told my client, I said, hold on, you sit right here. I got to take care of something.
No, you didn't leave your client just sitting like that.
Yes, I did.
How long did it take you to get from your client to that store?
They were right next door, like side by side. There was no stores in between us. Like literally, Habib's store was right next to Collections. I used to work in this nail shop called Collections, right next door.
And he thought that was your job at the time? That he know?
Yeah.
That's trifling as hell, y'all. So he knew where she worked at.
He knew where I worked. He's been to my job. He knew that I worked next to Habib.
So how trifling is that for real? Now, we talk about a man. This is what I'm trying to show you guys. And there's probably plenty more Michelles out there that Steve did what he did and walked away. So he gonna bring a broad into a store right next to where this woman worked at, where he knew she worked at, and you're gonna bring another woman. So, girl, tell me what happened when you went to the store. When you get to the store next door.
Okay, so I left my client sitting there. I told her to wait a minute. She remembers this incident too because I made a post on my Facebook page the other day, and she said, I remember this so well. And I got something else to tell you too, but it's about an attorney, so hold that. But so anyway, I go next door. I open the door because Adrian told me she was going to unlock the door so I can just come on in. When I came in, it was Steve, Mary, and two dudes. One standing next to Steve and another dude. They look like bodyguards or something, but I don't know why he had that because he was not, famous yet or whatever. And he was getting suits for free. Habib was giving him those suits, Anyway. So I just came in. I was like, I did just like this. I said, He talking about, hi. Let me cut my camera on. When I walked in, I was like, And he just said, hi. And I said, wait. I said, you was just at my house. He talking about, bye. Like, get out of here, bye. I was like, okay.
So wait. So when that happened, Mary was watching him do that?
She was standing right there.
Really?
She was standing right there.
You guys listen, when she's done with this interview, I'm going to put a link at the bottom of the page. I'm not going to answer any calls right now because I don't want to interrupt where her train of thought is. But when I'm done, I will put a link here. So if y'all want to come on and ask her questions yourself, I'm going to let that happen. But child, it's getting messy right now. I got to hear the rest of the story. Now listen, so did you know that was Mary Harvey? Well, did you know she was Mary at the time? Did you even know her name?
No, I didn't know who she was. I didn't know who she was. She could have been his stylist or something because I never knew. There was no other one. It was just me and him, and he kept telling me that. He kept asking me, are you sure you don't have no man? Are you sure ain't nobody taking care of you? I said, I'm sure I'm single. I take care of myself. I make my own money, So when Adrian called me next door, and she said, your man is over here with some woman on his arm is what she said. And she said her name is Mary. I think you need to come check this out. I'm going to unlock the door or whatever. So I go over there. That happened. And when he said hi, like, shut up. And then he said bye. That bye was like, get up out of here. Don't be messing up my stuff.
I believe her. The way she's speaking about Steve, and if you've just seen how he acts over the years, how he speaks, his mannerisms, his attitude, the funky look on his face. I mean, he's being described, in my opinion, to a T by this chick.
Okay.
So did you just leave like that when that nigga threw his hand up like that?
I did leave, and I'm gonna tell you why. Cause see, back in the day,
hold up, I would have told that whole story.
Look here,
You gonna put your hand up like dismiss me? Okay.
I used to be Miss Essie. I used to be a fool back in the day, but I'm not there no longer. But the reason why I did leave, cause I had my money sitting at the table waiting on me. I had my client waiting on me to finish her nails so she can go. So that's the only reason why I did leave. Because if I didn't have a client, I would have acted a pure donkey in that store. And Adrian knows me. She knew me at the time. She knew I was about their life. Okay, she knew it. So anyway, after that, the next time I talked to Steve, no. Let me back up. I called Adrian later on that night while they were at home, and I said, Adrian, who is this broad? Who is this woman? She said, girls, Steve told my husband that he met her at Valley View Mall. She was on her break. And I said, where she work at? She worked for Mary Kay at the Mary Kay counter. And she was on her break, and Steve said he was in there looking for some shoes, and he met Mary, and that she looked, gullible. She looked gullible. Okay, and I said, what? So Adrian told me that first. I waited until Steve called me, and then I said, I need to see you. He came to see me, and that's when we talked about Mary. He found, because I said, what's going on with you? And he said, I told you I'm trying to find somebody to sponsor me, and I'm trying to get somewhere, and this girl, she got it, she gonna turn in her 401k, and she got a life savings. She said she's willing to invest in me, and I said, so you just gonna roll with that? He said, please understand. He said, it's not personal. He said, I really, really like you. I wanted you to be on my arm. He said, but you won't even invest in me.
Listen, I believe all of this, and this honestly makes even more sense to me. Not that it's okay. I'm not condoning Steve Harvey's behavior and how he treated and discarded his ex-wife Mary and how he treated the kids and all that other stuff. But if he was just using her from the very beginning, that makes more sense as to why he did her the way that he did her, and not immediate, so to not show to some people, even though a lot of us still look at him as a dick, to show himself as, well, I tried to make it work. I tried to make it work out. And he has tried to scapegoat her, blame her for a lot of things, make her look like the bad guy, make her look bitter. It is absolutely insane.
The next thing I knew, the Steve Harvey Comedy Club, I'm talking about within a week, the Steve Harvey Comedy Club was put up on Camp Wisdom in Dallas, Texas, right next to Planned Parenthood. On Camp Wisdom, there was a Steve Harvey Comedy Club that Mary, if it wasn't for Mary, he wouldn't have had that club. He got his own club. Turned around, invited me to the opening. Me, my sister, and again, my friend, we went. He said he was going to give us VIP sitting tables, but we didn't. We got tables. Our table was next to the bar area. Like we on the back row or something, close to the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Nosebleed seats, in other words. It's like,
let me stop you right there. So all this are transpired. Steve got a woman now, and he pretty much just said bye to you. Mm-hmm. So you still went to the club anyway?
I did. I still went to the club because the way he put it to me about Mary, he put it to me like he was just finna try to use her or whatever, since I wouldn't give him any money.
Listen, this is what I'm saying. I don't think this woman is lying about anything that she's saying about this dude. And I'm not one to judge appearances, right? And she is a woman of a certain age at this point, because when she met him years ago, she was in her 20s, right? Mary, she's beautiful as well. But if you look at his type, I do believe what she's saying, because I believe that he felt like this woman was probably more attractive to him than Mary. But because Mary had what he really needed and wanted, as well as she was willing to do what Michelle wasn't willing to do for him, that's why, like, he told her, he was honest with her to say, yeah, you know, she has this, she's got that. I got to rock with her. I would rather have you on my arm. But unfortunately, I'm in a place in my life where I'm trying to get my career to a certain point and I want to be famous. So listen, I got to do what I got to do. I believe her.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But he kept saying, I'm going to pay her back. So he made it seem like to me, let me just get this money, you know, let me do what I'm trying to do. You know how niggas are. And I just said, okay. And then plus I was young. I wasn't, you know, finna chase behind him like that. As long as he called me, I was just, okay, fine, you know. So, yeah, I went to the opening of the club, and then he came up to me and said, why don't you just go on and leave, you know, at first he said, just sit down here, don't be up prancing around, ain't nobody, you know, all in my business, da-da-da-da. And then he came back and said, why don't you just leave, I'll meet you at your house later on. I just said, okay, you know, mind you, I'm 26, 20, you know, I'm in my 20s. So he did not come to my house that night. He did not come to my house that night. I never saw him again until I started managing my comedian, Lady Mozanne. But I did talk to him. He called me, and he talked to me about Mary, and he said that this is what he's trying to do, and he got to go with her. Like this, I got to roll with this. You know, that's what he was saying to me. And I just said, you know, he said, please understand. And I just said, I understand. I get it. And that was...
I want to say something. Now, she just broke... Now, she didn't have to tell all this, but she clearly said that Steve used Mary to get her money, to get her to invest, because he wanted her to invest. So since Michelle couldn't invest, he going to drop her like, throw her out like dirty trash. Go get Mary money. Mary put it up. And look how this man has done Mary all these years. We going to shut this down because that's an issue right now.
Right.
Okay, so he didn't call you tonight when he told you to get up and leave the club. Now, you know when he told her to leave the club, you know Mary was up in there.
Right.
Because Mary was the one put up all the money. So I know Mary was there. So you just left and said, bye, sugar.
Right, I did. I left. I just, you know, I respected that he asked me to leave. I didn't cause no scene. It's his shit. You know, I'd rather leave than him put me out, you know. I just left.
He said it nicely?
He did. He said it very nicely. He said it real tenderly, like, you know, baby, you know, I want to go home because there's a lot of people in here. I got to entertain. He was talking to me real low-key.
God, you sound like that nigga. She sound like him.
She does. That's exactly what I was saying. This is why I believe her.
He said again, let me listen. What did he say?
Then he was like, just gonna go home. He said, you know, I'm gonna slide over there later on when everything is cool down up here. You know, we gotta clean up. I gotta close the club down. I gotta pay my bartenders. I gotta, you know, he was just talking like that. So I just said, okay, handle your business. But no, he did not come over my house that night or that morning. He did not.
Well, okay, so when how long after that night did he come back to your crib? He never, after he met Mary, he never came back to my house. We only talked on the phone, and that's when he was telling me that he hoped I could understand, and he's just trying to get everything lined up. And he said, you know, I ain't gonna forget about you. I'm gonna bring you up. I'm gonna do this woo woo woo. When I get my little issue together, you know, you gonna be my girl. Okay, so first of all, Miss Deborah said basically he used Miss Mary to get on her feet, you know what I'm saying, his feet, and that's why Mary's so mad all up on his damn internet.
That's it. That's exactly what I said. She is bitter, and I can understand her feeling that way. I can't say that I would do the same thing that she did in terms of giving him all that she gave him to help him out, because I don't know how long she knew him before she did that. That was pretty foolish, but again, it doesn't warrant her being treated the way that she was treated just because you wanted to use her. He's trash.
I'm mad for her.
You done pulled my 401k, and you lied all this time. This is what I'm trying to show you. In Hollywood, people will give you the persona of who they think you want to see. But behind closed doors, this is what it is, okay? Miss Purple,
yes,
this gentleman right here,
Huh?
Do you see this gentleman? Do you see that comment at the bottom of the page?
I can't see any comment. Oh, I love you, Miss Esty. Yeah, there's.
Hey, but he love you too. I got to back up and find that comment, girl. He said, "Why you ain't got a man? I love an independent woman. Independent, all the ladies, throw your hands up."
She better stay away from that dude because that might be Steve Harvey Jr. Looking for a come up like, oh my God, this is woman that got her own stuff. And you know, these niggas online these days, that's what they're looking for. They're listening to Tyler Perry saying, hey, let me just get with a black chick where all I got to do is contribute to the light bill and maybe take her out to Cheesecake Factory every once in a while. No, she better stay away.
But remember that later on so you can subscribe to him. I maybe done made a love connection on here. Okay, so
thank you so much.
You are beautiful. You have a beautiful spirit about yourself. I do want to say thank you for coming on here, sharing your truth. So when you shared your truth and you contacted me, what was it really about, though? Was it just to show the pattern or to say that this?
Yeah, I want to show because, see, he has so much prestige and power now. He can manipulate the masses. And it was making me angry. He come out with this book talking about think like a man, act like a nigga, for real. You know, and it just...
And now that's true because, listen, him... I'm not even, you already know. I don't even have to say it. If you know, you know. But he's full of it. I don't even believe he wrote the book. Of course, I believe that was a ghostwriter. But this man has been using and manipulating and putting on a front and a facade and just not being his real self for the public. He's a fraud, in my personal opinion.
Me, and I wanted to put the other puzzle piece out there to let people know this is who he really is. He's really arrogant, and he, you know, he's a user. He steps on anything to get what he wants, and so he got that now. You know, he got that, but he used people in the process. He stepped on people, and he hurt many parts.
And you guys, this ain't just Michelle's story, because I got another person gonna come forward. I'm just gonna wait till I get the information. But he also had a mistress in Augusta, Georgia, before he met, while he was going with Margie, and he broke it off right before he married Margie.
Is that the one that had the baby?
Who had a baby?
Oh, it's a baby out here.
Girl, you better shut your mouth and... What you mean now? What you talking about?
Yeah, it's a baby out here.
What do you mean a baby out there? What are you saying?
He has a child out here, allegedly, because I ain't the mama. But, you know, since I've been on TikTok, when I think I mentioned his name one time when I went live. And so this guy came on there. I can ask him who, but he said my aunt used to date him, and he's trash. And then he said, he messaged me. He said that nigga don't even take care of his baby. I said, what baby? He said, oops, did I say too much? So, I can email him and ask him for some details. But, yeah.
I'll give him. Is it a boy or a girl?
I think it's a little boy.
And how old would he be?
Right now, he should be, 7 or 8?
Listen. Oh my gosh. And if this is true, and if this stuff is coming out, now this could all make sense as to Shirley making a comment when she was on the jail call with her fraudulent husband in name only, because it definitely wasn't legal. We now know this, but saying that Marjorie wasn't around. And when she did the public apology on the show saying that you and Marjorie are going through your own personal hell right now, you know what I mean? I am done, okay?
Girl, wait, let me do my mathematics. Y'all doing the mathematics with me now? How long he been married to Margie? 16? So you're saying that he done had a baby since he been married to Margie?
Allegedly, that's what somebody told me. I don't know this to be factual, but that's what one of my TikTokers told me, that he used to date his aunt. Steve used to date his aunt, and that he said that nigga don't even take care of his baby.
Yeah, I would want to know. So you have never seen the baby? He never sent you?
No, I don't know anything. But I'm finna dig, and I'll dig and investigate.
This what happens when a person cross me. God bring all the stuff to surface. Y'all see that? Yeah. Okay, so you had after that whole situation, Steve K. Did he ever see you again? You said, did he see you again after the club?
No, I never saw he. Oh, wait a minute. I saw him one time after the club incident. I did see him. It wasn't at my house though. I did see him out in a social setting, and we did talk. But the conversation about please understand that was a conversation over the phone when he called. I guess he called to make amends with me and let me know. Don't be hurt. I ain't trying to hurt you. I'm just trying to make myself famous. Whatever.
So listen, guys, I'm going to stop that right there. I have a link to the full video in the description box because this is a lot. But I believe this woman, her name is Michelle. I 100% believe everything that she's saying. And she said she only dated him for a couple of months. She said she never slept with him. Who really cares? I don't even want the visual anyway about him doing anything with anybody. So I'm cool with that. But I do not doubt anything that she is saying. And listen, if he has a 7 to 8 year old child out here and he's in his mid 60s, one, it would mean that he definitely was cheating on Marjorie. So when Tasha K came out and said, well, I don't know if she said it I think she insinuated it on YouTube. I know she talked about it on the app. I'm not going to go into the details of it, but she did say that Marjorie and Steve have been cheating on each other. I don't know who started it first, but we know Steve has a pattern. This is a lot. This goes deep. But again, I have the full video link in the description box to Essie Berry's channel. I'm going to continue to listen to see what comes out further, and I will bring you guys the deets and the updates as they come out. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Thank you so much for being here, for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.